Microphone check, microphone check. Hey, this is the world's most popular barbecue talk, barbershop talk, man cave conversation. However you like it or dislike it, this is the heavyweight champ of your sports talk podcast. This is the Opinionated Facts. These are your hosts. I'm back in the building, your boy B-Way. To my left, I got the most infamous man in America, Mr. Red. Mr. Brandon Rudolph is back in the building from L.A. Fresh off the Kobe Bryant Memorial, fresh off the L.A. Lakers game.
Fresh off the jet, sharper than Gillette.
I don't know what that was about, but how was L.A., man?
That was a lyric. Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, remember? Fresh off the jet, sharper than Gillette. I sips out the mug, call it upset. Something like that?
No.
Something like that.
How was L.A.?
L.A. There's about 4 different proteins named L.A. Like L.A. Chargers, L.A. Rams, L.A. Lakers, L.A. Clippers.
The Dodgers are in there.
L.A. Dodgers. Forgot about them. And you know the Rams play there, like you're aware of it. You're aware of the Dodgers being out there. And everything's purple and gold out there. Everything's Laker, everything. The team that you don't know plays there, the Clippers. If you didn't know anything, you would not find it out about the Clippers there. Like, they don't respect the Clippers in that town. And when the day of the games in L.A., the buildings are all purple and gold lit up. The Clippers game, you wouldn't even know there was a game going on unless you walked by the Staples Center. So you would have to actually, not even walk down that area. You'd have to actually walk, past the Staples Center, where, remind you, there aren't any statues of anything Clipper there. There's about 7 Laker statues out there of people that were somebody, like Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, all of them. Even the LA Kings, the hockey team had a freaking statue out front. Again, another LA team. All play at playing at the Staples Center. Well, you wouldn't know the Clippers played there. And we didn't see nothing Clippers. No blue, no red or white. Everything was purple and gold. And then our last day there, we were in the back of a garage going back to the apartment we were staying at. We were coming off the highway back from Venice Beach, and we finally seen a big not a billboard. It wasn't a billboard. Like a poster of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the back of a parking garage that you'll never see unless you go back there. Like, no one's ever going to see it. It's not a high traffic area. Not a lot of cars that go by there. You can't even see it from the other side of the highway. You have to actually be coming off that exit to see it. I thought that was incredible.
So
there's no king of LA that hasn't wore purple and gold. I don't care how good the player is. You're not. And if you play in the Staples Center as the Clippers, you're never going to be respected. You got to go play like Inglewood, somewhere else. You can't play in that same stadium, that same arena. You get no respect down there.
Kawhi said he's the new, his commercial stated at the beginning of the year that he's the new king of LA. You don't think that that's possible?
I think Katavious Caldwell Pope has a better chance of being the king of LA than Kawhi Leonard at this point.
That's disrespectful.
Because he wears purple and gold.
Kawhi's the champion.
It don't matter. Unless you wear purple and gold, it don't matter what you've done. It don't matter if you're the MVP. It don't matter if you cured cancer. Unless you wear purple and gold in LA, you're not cared about. No one cares. No one cares. I'm not a Laker. I'm not an LA fan of nothing. I'm not a Laker fan necessarily. Had I known that the Clippers were having 2 games while I was out there, I would have attended one. But the fact is, I didn't know.
Well, hold on. Because, rightfully so, the Clippers have 0 NBA championships. Ever.
And they have the best player in the NBA right now.
Debatable.
2 of the top 15, 20 players in the league.
Yes, I agree with that.
2 of the top 15, 20 players in the league, they have.
And you still think they have no recognition in LA? Like,
none.
They're arguably the best.
None.
They're arguably the best team in the NBA.
They're arguably not even the best team in LA.
Well, It's arguable.
It's not.
They're 2-0 right now.
Ask anyone in LA. It's not even an argument. There's no argument about who the best team in LA is right now.
I understand.
And it has nothing to do with the Clippers.
I'm a Lakers fan. But the fact being is they won 2-0 so far against the Lakers. And Kawhi got the better of LeBron.
The Kawhi can't get the better of anything as long as he's in the Clipper uniform.
I'm not sick of you disrespecting the Clippers.
I'm not
even a Lakers. I'm a Lakers
if
guy.
LA, if the own city that they're in don't respect them, how can they expect me to respect them?
Look, they're not looking to move because being in LA must be a good life.
It's a good life. It's a great life. Them guys live a good life in LA. Good weather. Stars everywhere. Even the Hollywood stars. Great, them Hollywood stars are in the hood. They're not in a good area. I don't know what they show you on TV when they're putting those things or having a ceremony for someone with a Hollywood star they're putting down. I've seen bums sleeping on them. That's how much of the hood I was in when I was walking on these things. It is the hood. People think it's this nice place. It's Beverly Hills. It's Melrose. It's not. It's Hollywood Boulevard. There's prostitutes. There's bums. And there's a lot of I had fun. I had went to a hip hop spot over there. And they had some good food and stuff like that. But it was the hood. It was like walking down South Ann Street in Lancaster. And that's not the hood. I'm just saying it's like that. It's not like South Ann's not this palm trees great place. It's not a bad place, but it's like you think when you see Hollywood stars, you hear Hollywood Boulevard. It's Beverly Hills. It's Hollywood. Oh, everyone's gonna be walking around shopping. I don't think there's a place to shop over there. Not in the area I was in.
So you're walking in the hood and boom, you see a Hollywood star.
Yeah, all of them. You see Shaka Khan's, Drew Carey. I see all theirs. I see all theirs. I stepped on, took a picture and everything.
Well, okay. I'm guessing. I don't know why Drew Carey got one, so that just threw me all off.
Well, maybe I'm thinking the people that weren't as big that they wanted to give one to, kind of honor them. They put them in the hood. But like the big people that got one, like they're probably somewhere up Hollywood Boulevard where it actually is good.
Well, all right.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know that.
You don't know how the stars are aligned.
Yeah, like how do you choose this person to being way down here? Well, how do you choose it to being outside this bar? How do you choose why is it so far away from the? I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, one star that was aligned that is not really aligned anymore is our boy Deontay Wilder. And now he's stating that his costume, which was 40 pounds, he carried to the ring, had an effect.
40 pounds without the helmet.
Without the helmet. So it was more than 40 pounds. And he wore it down, what's a 7-minute walk to the ring.
He slow walked it. He can get down there in 30 seconds if he chose to.
But it was a slow walk. So what?
The Gypsy King was smart. He had people carry him. He didn't waste no energy.
But could a costume that weighed 40 pounds or more affect the fighter? I already know my answer.
Maybe it could affect them, but it's a terrible excuse. And no, you got to be aware of what you're doing. He tried that costume on a number of times. He had to be fitted for the damn costume, by God. He had to be fitted. So he knows how heavy it was before he started walking. He can't give me an excuse I didn't realize it was this heavy, but he wanted to honor Black History Month or yada, yada, yada. He has every excuse in the book, but it was to a good cause and we're supposed to feel bad for him. No. He went in there and like he always does, he depends on his right hand, which he can do that. But his right hand is a gift and a curse. And I say it's a gift and a curse because it's a gift because he can knock you out with one punch and it ain't got to be directly on the button for you to be knocked out. But also a curse because he feels like you don't have to learn how to box.
Well, I don't know. If you carry 40 pounds before a fight, it's going to affect your legs. So whether it's dumb, it was a dumb idea, yes. But it definitely, I think, affected the fight.
It shouldn't have affected him to the point where he looked the way he looked. He looked trash.
He looked bad. His legs was bad. It was a matter of time before his legs gave out completely, and he struggled.
No. We wore those as basketball players, as football players. We always wore extra weight on us. We always wore those vests to practice the first half hour in, and you take it off, and you still had another hour and a half of practice, and you had to go the whole hour and a half. Yeah, your legs might have been dead at that after those 2 hours, but he didn't. You said, oh, he would have been dead after 12 rounds. Well, he didn't fight 12 rounds. He got knocked out basically in the second round and just survived for the next 4.
No. Listen, the guy can't. You're comparing playing football, which is a whole different style of training.
I'm comparing professional sports. I'm comparing if you're a professional, you're the best at your craft. You work on it day in and day out. You train for this for 2.5 months or however long he did. You don't think he put 40 pounds out on him at one point and ran or did something?
No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes, he did.
I don't think
boxers do that. They add the little weights to their ankles and they take a run.
I don't think that he was training with 40-pound anything on him. And I don't even think he walked before fighting or training with 40 pounds on him. So that's why it affected his. You clearly saw his legs was shot.
Yeah, because his medulla oblongata was messed up.
His medulla oblongata. What is that? You don't even know what it is.
No, I heard it on the Waterboy movie once. And he told him something was wrong with his medulla oblongata. And then he tackled him.
Well,
seemed to work on that movie.
No, well,
yeah, something going on with his equilibrium. His balance was off. His legs weren't gone. They were because of the 40-pound weight. They were gone because Tyson Fury punched him in the head. That was the reason why his legs were gone.
That's possible.
Anytime someone punched you in the back of the head or near the back of the head, and your balance is thrown off, that's what was going on. His balance was off. You know why? Because equilibrium wasn't the same when he got hit by those fists that he called pillows in the interview. He said, did he hurt you at all last fight? And he said, no, his hands are like pillows. Well, he must have had some stones in those pillows.
I want you to walk around with 40 pounds for 10 minutes and then try to do anything.
I've been walking around with an extra 65 pounds since high school on me without putting anything on me.
Like your weight?
I'm fine.
Your weight?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That's not the thing. You're not trying to do anything strenuous.
What do you mean? I go to the gym almost every day.
Not yet.
I go in there and I run. Extra 60 pounds on me.
It's not an extra 60.
Yeah, it is an extra 60.
That's your weight. That's your normal body weight.
It's not my normal body weight.
That's not comparable.
I can tell you right now it's not my normal body weight. I don't feel normal.
Well,
I'm tired when I start running.
That's not
my legs are gone.
That's called old age.
My legs are gone.
It's old age. But bottom line is, if you carry 40 pounds on that and you go to the gym, you're going to be doing less than what you were doing.
You know what happened? I got concussion when I was playing football in college. I ain't been right since. My balance has been off, my equilibrium.
Because you got hit.
My medulla oblongata has been thrown off.
Because you got hit.
Yeah, because I got hit. Yeah. Wasn't because I wore a helmet or wore a costume or whatever.
Nah, man. Like,
I'll tell you, I was it was the saddest excuse I've heard in boxing.
It was a bad excuse. Yes. But a valid one.
It's not valid.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it was not valid.
Like, we don't want to hear the excuse. It was terrible.
It was not valid.
You chose to wear the costume, but it was valid.
No, it was not valid. Like Amir Khan, when he got knocked out, put to sleep by Canelo. He didn't say, well, my chin's a little soft. Felt a little soft today. I didn't chew gum like I should have. Like I should have chewed more gum. I wasn't really chewing gum on the way here. I chewed gum and weakened my jaw a little bit on the ride over. Like that would have been, no. It's not the excuses you use. You say, look, he was the better man that night, and you never let anybody know why you lost that fight or might have lost that fight.
I agree.
Like, you don't tell nobody.
I'm not saying what he did was admirable.
Now he comes back, he fights him again, then, and if he beats him, then and only then can he say, you know what, last fight, I wore that costume, it was 40 pounds. You know, then you tell us the story. Then it's believable. You don't do it before you fight the guy again. Like, okay, so next time you come in and you have just a robe on, what's your excuse then when you get knocked out?
I agree with you. But what I'm saying is it was a logical explanation.
I don't believe that. I don't agree.
Well, I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
You can't say I'm wrong.
You're just not right.
You can't say I'm wrong.
You're not right. It's a logical reason, and that's all it was. Maybe his
not
legs were
logical.
shot.
How is it logical?
Whether we like it or not, maybe his legs were shot. That's all we're saying.
His legs weren't shot. His head was.
Listen.
His head was shot. He got hit in the head. That's what happens in boxing. You get hit in the head, and sometimes you go down. That's what happens.
We got to take a short break, and we'll be right back. When we come back, we got Giannis versus Harden. We got Romo getting money. We got a whole bunch of things. Just make sure you keep tuning in RTF Sports Network.
My jaw's starting to hurt. Talking a lot.
We'll be right back after these quick messages. And we're back. Opinionated Facts on the RTF Sports Network Radio. This is the RTF Sports Network Radio /TCP production. So we have war words this week. Somebody finally got a mic in front of James Harden and asked him how he felt about Giannis's comment about him not passing the ball. Harden said, hey, I'm second in the league in assists, much higher than him. Does Giannis have a point? Does James Harden have a point? James Harden also said, hey, I wish I was 7 foot and I could just run down the lane and dunk on everybody. I'm a more skilled basketball player. Is that true?
What he said about he's a more skilled basketball player? Probably. That could be true. But I think he's being a little baby. I think he's being a little baby about it.
Oh, how?
I think because first of all, I think
defend himself.
First of all, I think Giannis was joking. I think we all thought Giannis was kind of joking.
He didn't pick him.
He didn't pick him because I wouldn't have picked Harden either. He doesn't pass the ball. Takes 30 shots a game. But I think he said it jokingly. Like he wasn't serious about it. He said it. It was just, hey, I want to shoot the ball a lot too. So I'll take somebody that passes the ball a little bit. Ha 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 ha.
Well,
but
people joke differently.
No, when it's a fact, it's not like a shot. When you speak facts on someone, Harden's shooting the ball 30, 35 times a game. Giannis saying that he doesn't pass a whole lot. That's a fact. That's a known fact. His assists come late in the shot clock a lot of times. After he dribbled the ball for 20 seconds, he's starting to scramble around. He goes down the lane, and they both, the two defenders, to converge on him or rotate, and he throws the ball up for a hoop, something like that.
That's his game, but that's the game that his coach wants him to play. Maybe if he was in Giannis' system, he would do the same thing as Giannis, without the 7 foot being dunking on people.
Giannis is very physical, and he does get a lot of his points in the paint. He's not the best shooter you ever run into.
His game developed every year. He added
It has. And so Harden developed because he was virtually invisible when they played the Heat, when he played for Oklahoma with KD and lost in the championship NBA Finals.
He had a bad series.
And he progressed ever since. And he made a move to think, he looked at himself like, I'm talented enough to be the guy. A lot of people don't want to take that risk. He took that risk and went to Houston and been balling ever since. And every year seems to get a little better.
He was the guy. That's a whole other topic. The Thunder should have kept all three of them and made it work.
I agree.
They would have had a big three right now. They had 3 MVPs on their team. But that's all irrelevant. The point being is, are they both right? Are they both wrong? Who are you taking? Giannis is top 3.
I take, like I said, I always go with the guy that leads his team the most victory. Right now, Giannis is 51-8. I'm going with Giannis. He's not load managed. You don't have to worry about him taking nights off.
I feel like that was a jab.
There's no jab to say. He ain't been in the league 17 years, but he also ain't been in the league 9 years. Like, he's not being load managed. It's fine. It's great. I think it's good for him. He don't need it. Maybe he don't want to be. I don't think he even wants to be load managed. He wants to show up every night. He wants to be out there every night. But, yeah, he's long. He has an 8-foot wingspan. You don't take a whole lot of skill to be able to get to the basket. If you were somewhat athletic, he does what he's supposed to do.
When they say don't take a lot of skill, it does take a lot of skill. He's still in the NBA.
Yeah, but I think if I was 7 foot tall, I could be in the NBA. If I was 6'10", I'd be in the NBA.
Well, how do you think that?
I'd be a 6'10" swingman, and they're all in the NBA.
You wouldn't be a 6'10" swingman.
I would.
Look, let's pull the
I
straws.
was a shooter. Knock them 3. Playing on LeBron's team, be a role player. Knock 3 down.
You'd be Danielle Marshall for the Cavs.
He was a hell of a player.
Danielle was.
He was a hell of a player.
But you wouldn't have been.
If I was 6'10"?
You wouldn't have been a 6'10".
6'10"? I was more focused on just basketball. Oh my god.
You would have been a 6'10" weirdo walking around the streets.
I would have been a 6'10" elite Draymond Green. Elite, because I don't think he's elite. That's why I had to say elite. I'd be a better Draymond.
Draymond's not elite?
No. Not even close. Elite how? Elite for getting technicals.
No.
Like it's more technical than anybody. He's the new age David Robinson. Dennis Rodman. He's the new age Dennis Rodman.
No, man. Draymond's a big time player.
So was Dennis Rodman.
They're both elite?
No. Neither one were ever elite. They played on good teams.
Are you serious? Because Draymond was the best person or was the third best player on a 73-9 team.
I don't know if he was the third best player.
Who was better?
He was the fourth best player, if you ask me.
KD wasn't there yet.
I know.
Who was better?
Talking about, so you had Iguodala.
Yeah.
You had Curry. You had Thompson.
Yes.
And you had Green. Those were four players. The fourth best player on the team. They won 73-9. And usually you only need two good ones. That's the Chicago Bulls.
First of all, so you're putting Iggy over Draymond?
Yes. At that time, absolutely. Not even close. Better basketball player. Better skilled basketball player. Better defender. Better everything. Iguodala sticks the best player every time, night in and night out. He was more important to that team than Draymond.
They also had Harrison Barnes.
You can arguably be. You can argue that. You can argue him being better than Draymond.
You realize Iggy came off the bench on that team.
Yes. Sometimes your sixth man's your most important player.
But he's not your third best.
How is he not?
Because Draymond was.
When I played at Stevens in high school with a guy by the name, they called him LC. I thought was probably one of our best players on our team. Maybe the best player we had. But he didn't start. And the reason behind him not starting, which he had a problem with, when Coach Mitchell explained it to him, made perfect sense. I like your energy coming off the bench. When we're down or we need a sub, he come in, he changed the entire game. That was the reason. His role was more important than him being a starter. What he did to change things, that's what Iguodala did. That's what he brought. He brought the change of pace. He brought the defense. He brought wide open 3-pointers. That's what he did. He was a better player than Draymond. If he played the same position as Draymond, I think he would have been the starter in that position. Draymond wouldn't have been.
You bumped your head. You're going crazy.
I don't know how he's not the better player.
Well, I don't know how you're comparing
been
your
doing this
little
shit for a
high school
long time.
basketball team to
Former
73
NBA Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Draymond ever got one of those?
Iggy didn't deserve it.
How didn't he?
He got it by default.
How? He's played with Curry and Thompson.
Exactly.
And he was the best player in that finals. He's guarded the best player and averaged 20 points a game.
He was the best defensive player.
He guarded the best player and averaged like 20 points a game. He deserved it. How can you not say he didn't deserve it? He was efficient on both sides of the floor.
I'm not saying he didn't deserve it.
And Curry looked like trash.
I'm saying he won it by default.
He didn't win it by default. He earned it.
No way in the world that this guy deserved. I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve it. I'm just saying he won it by default. We're getting off topic though, because Giannis and Harden was the original topic of conversation here. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Giannis. I told you, 51-8. Got to take the guy. Got to take him. Giannis is the guy. He's 7 foot. He's a 7 foot point guard, basically.
In his system.
In his system, he's a 7 foot point guard. He can do whatever he wants on the floor. He can get to the rack. He can shoot a mid range shot. He didn't develop 3-point like we want him to yet. But if he does, he'll be the best player in the league. Like the baton's about to go to him, not to Kawhi. People think it's going to be Kawhi, KD. It may be Giannis. LeBron may say, like track and field, just hand the baton, let him go.
You're going with LeBron being the best player right now, that's what you're saying.
I'm going with LeBron being the face of the NBA for the last 17 years.
That's not true.
Well, you're a Kobe fan. You were a Kobe fan.
I am a Kobe fan.
Whatever.
Don't be disrespectful about it.
To what? To who?
Kobe.
I said you were a Kobe fan, or you are a Kobe fan. I said that.
Yeah, you said like I stopped being.
Well, it's like Vanessa's no longer his wife. She's a widow.
Whoa. They're still a team. You heard her.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, she's no longer his wife, technically, if we're being technical about it. She's always going to be his wife, but she's not his wife. She's a widow. You were a fan while he was alive. He's no longer with us.
I'm still a fan.
Yeah, of the ghost.
No, of Kobe Bryant, the player.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. As the player, yeah.
Like, you're diminishing him. Kind of.
How am I diminishing him?
Because you're saying that we can no longer be fans of him because he passed away.
We could be a fan of what he did, of what he's done, but he's not going to do anything else. So
regardless, LeBron was not the face of the NBA for the last 17 years.
LeBron has been the face of the NBA since he got drafted.
It's not true. That's a false statement. Kobe won 2 NBA finals in LeBron's lifetime.
And LeBron won 3 in his career. What are you saying?
He wasn't the face. That's what I'm saying. LeBron won his after Kobe won his. So you might say the last 10 years, yes. Last 17, no.
LeBron's been the face of the NBA the last 17 years.
You're a biased LeBron fan.
I'm not.
You are.
Kobe had his chance. He had his time.
Kobe, yeah.
And he had 5 years. 98 to 2003. Something like that. 99, 2003.
No, he won a final in 2007, 2008.
It don't matter when he won the final. He still wasn't the face of the NBA then.
Who was?
I just told you who was. What the hell who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? I don't understand.
Because LeBron, you're just making this up. Like you're.
How did I make it up?
Because LeBron was not. He was a good player on a struggling team.
He was put on the Sports Illustrated magazine like 12 times before he even came to the NBA.
So was the best.
Saying he was King James.
So was the best figure skater in the world.
They put him on. They said he's King James. He didn't. They kept calling him King James. He's been the face of the NBA since he got drafted.
You talking about Sports Illustrated? I'm talking about balling in the league. He was not the face of the league.
He was the face.
He would tell you he looked to Kobe.
I agree. I think he would say that. He's a humble guy.
He's a truthful guy.
He's a humble guy.
Bottom line is, LeBron had a good run. It's been about 10 years, and yes, you could say he can pass the baton, but 17, no.
LeBron is the face of the NBA right now, and he was then.
That's false. I'm sorry to break the news to you.
It's breaking the news to me. Yes. It's not breaking news.
It's not breaking news, so the world knows it.
You asked me about
the world knows it.
Yes, I'm saying LeBron is the face of the NBA, and he's handing the baton maybe to Giannis instead of anyone else. Like I said, people think it's Kawhi or it's going to be KD or whoever. KD kind of, and Kawhi almost remind me of Drew Brees. The great Hall of Famer, great player. But have they ever been the best player in their respective sport? Has Drew Brees ever been the best quarterback in the league?
You can make an argument for KD being the best player in this sport.
No, you can't.
Why not? He's won back-to-back
finals.
When?
Your best ability is your availability, and he ain't been around. Gets hurt every year.
He got hurt last year.
And he's been out all this season.
That's it.
Then he broke his foot. 4 years before that?
Yeah, it was a long time season. For those 2 years he won the finals, you can make an argument he was the best player in the league.
He was a great player on a great team.
And he was the best player on that great team.
No, because when he was playing for Oklahoma the year before that,
he was
no one was saying that.
Team.
No one was saying that. It was still LeBron's the best player in the league.
Oh my God!
And LeBron beat the team he went to.
LeBron put himself there because LeBron teamed up with 2 great players.
How?
So that raises your stock. Now
how? LeBron won a Finals MVP. LeBron did what he's supposed to do on a team that wasn't as good as a 73-9 team.
So did KD.
The difference is KD went to a team that had the best record the prior year ever. We're talking about ever in the NBA.
Yes.
He went to a team that had the best record ever. LeBron went to a team that didn't even make the playoffs the following year, the year before.
Because they didn't team up with Nathan future Hall of Famers.
Dwayne Wade was already there. He didn't team up with him. He was already there. He was already where he was going.
Oh, Bosh wasn't?
My point is, that team wasn't 73-9, were they?
They weren't able to.
Were they 73-9?
They didn't have the team we were talking about.
Were they 73-9? Did they just lose in the NBA Finals? Did LeBron go team up with those people thinking, "Oh, we're going to do this"? Because they were just one player away last year.
You know the question and you know the answer.
Like his team, the team LeBron was on that he left was a better team than he went to.
That's not true at all.
How wasn't it? They had a better record, and they were in the NBA Finals the previous year. How wasn't it?
We'll continue this debate in a second, but right now this guy is just talking reckless. I don't know what he's been on in LA, but it's not working here.
Prove me wrong.
We'll be right back on the RTS Sports Network. Opinionated Facts. And we're back. Opinionated Facts live on the RTS Sports Network radio station. We're also TCP affiliated. You already know how it goes. And we're back talking with this guy, Mr. Red, who thinks LeBron James' move was a better move than Kevin Durant's.
It was more of a legacy-saving move. Who had the better legacy-saving move? LeBron, easily. Yes, not even close. It's not even close, and you know why? Because, like I said, the year LeBron left Cleveland Cavaliers, they were a better team than the team he was going to, which was the Miami Heat. He was in the NBA Finals with his team previously. Does anyone remember that? They were played in the finals. They lost, yes. And he left and went to a Miami team that wasn't very good.
You're saying that?
They weren't very good.
Because they didn't have Chris Bosh and him.
Let's be honest.
There wasn't three Hall of Famers on the team.
LeBron's going to make any team better he goes to. They're going to be a playoff team automatically. It didn't matter if he went to the Phoenix Suns. They were going to be a playoff team. That's what he does.
I agree with that.
So, yes, LeBron that move made that Miami better. Yes. But he wasn't going to a better team than he already played on. Actually, if you send Bosh to Miami and keep LeBron in Cleveland, Cleveland goes back to the finals again.
No.
They beat Miami.
You can't say that.
They beat Miami.
No.
We both know that. We both know that.
That's a bad Cleveland team.
He beats Miami, goes back to the finals.
It was a bad Cleveland team. That's why he left.
If that
was the case, he would have never left. Genius. He left that for a reason.
He left that to beat someone in the West.
Oh, my God. What are you talking about?
He left because he knows if he put himself on another team with those two guys, they can beat that team in the West.
No.
Without him,
you're talking crazy.
Without him and without Wade, neither one of them beat that team in the West.
Dude,
he beats them, goes back to the finals, and potentially loses to that same team. So what he did was, you know what? I make myself better by going to this team, going to surround it with a little bit better players. Boom.
And that saved LeBron's career.
It did not save LeBron's career.
Stop it.
LeBron would be LeBron right here now if it wasn't for that.
If you watch
he would still have 2 titles. I don't know if he would have 3, but he definitely still have 2 titles.
If you watch the Dwayne Wade documentary last week that came on ESPN, it talked about how when that process happened, LeBron called him and they got Chris Bosh on the phone and they made this decision.
That's fine.
LeBron called him.
That's his boy.
At that time, they weren't. Like, they became boys.
No, they were still close already.
No, they were cool. Like, they were affiliated. Like, you know what I'm
saying? They were still friends. They were at his wedding before they ever played on the team together. You invite people to your wedding you only mess with like that?
Yeah.
You just cool with?
Yeah,
you put them in the crowd, right? Regular people.
You was at my wedding.
I know, I was there.
Listen, the bottom line is, he called like, hey, I need some help, guys.
No.
What's your plans?
No.
Yes.
KD was affiliated with going to Golden State before they even played each other in the Western Conference Finals, before he lost to them. Before we all knew they were going 73-9. He was affiliated with leaving Oklahoma and going. So something transpired. He passed up going to New York or all the places he said he was going to beforehand anyway. He went there to get the titles. He'll tell you himself. KD will tell you. He needed to win the title, so he went there.
You fail to realize
73-9.
Listen.
They were 73-9. No, you listen. No. They were 73-9.
We know the record, yes.
They beat him.
Yes.
After his team had a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
Golden State came back and beat him.
Yes.
And they were 73-9. He in turn says, "No, what? I'm not coming back to Oklahoma, the team that we were 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals, but I'm going to go to the team that beat us and also had the best record in the NBA
at the beginning of the season.
Had the NBA best record in the NBA history.
Kevin Durant
goes to them.
Kevin Durant said on the All the Smoke podcast,
"No one respects those championships."
Listen, I do.
You would.
Kevin Durant said on
You're a fan of easy work.
On the All Smoke podcast that he knew before the season was coming that he was going to leave Oklahoma City.
So the same thing when he left Golden State.
He did. But
He's a fraud.
Listen, he knew before the season started, and he said he was tired of playing with athletes that are not skilled basketball players. So that's the reason he was leaving.
Sounds like a cop out to me. He hung his teammates out to dry.
You're like students in school.
He hung his teammates out to dry when he made that statement. But go ahead.
So the part you fail to realize is that's why I told you LeBron called D Wade. Golden State recruited Kevin Durant. There was no Kevin Durant calling the Warriors like, hey, can I come, guys? No. They all went up to the Hamptons and tried to get Kevin Durant.
Vacation. Sounds nice.
It probably was a great time.
I bet. Sure.
But that's the difference. LeBron called like, hey, guys,
there's no difference.
Kevin Durant was recruited.
There's no difference.
And if you're recruited, a lot of top recruits in the country now go to Alabama still.
A lot of them go to Georgia.
You want to go to a top team.
A lot of them go to Clemson.
You want to go to a top team.
A lot of them go a lot of places. A lot of top recruits go a lot of places.
Just tell you exactly. He's a top recruit going to one of the top places.
He won 73-19 as the best player in the NBA. One of them, arguably the best. Y'all think? I didn't think so at the time, but arguably the best player in the NBA went to the best team already in the NBA, a team that beat him that he just didn't want no revenge over. I don't respect it.
Well,
I don't respect it then. I don't respect it now. I think he hung his players. KD is not a good person sometimes.
Then you shouldn't respect LeBron.
He went to a team that's already good, which I don't care about that. Outside of that, but after he wanted to justify what he did, he hangs his players out to dry in OKC to justify why he made the move he made. Oh, I was tired of just playing with athletes. I don't care if he really felt that way. But you don't say that about your own teammates. The guys that you were riding for you for the last 6 years before that. The guys that have put their life on the line to make sure that you're safe on the court. Because you know they always protect the best player. They'll fight for you. Let somebody foul you hard. Someone like that. They're going to go after you. Perkins was going after you if you fouled KD. They didn't even have the best relationship. But if you fouled KD hard, Perkins was going after you.
You're talking about...
I'm just telling you. Why would you say that about your own guys?
It's a game of basketball.
That's why no one in OKC likes that guy no more. You going to hang it all out to dry like that? We were your teammates. We backed you. Do anything you asked us to do. And when you weren't happy here, fine. Go ahead. Go. Then turns around, does the same thing to Golden State because he wants to go to New York. This guy made all the moves he wanted to make. What didn't make them?
As you should.
LeBron did everything he wanted to do. He never blamed his team in Cleveland or blamed his team in Miami. That's why I'm going back to Cleveland. No. He just did what he wanted. He made his contracts the way they were so he had his own freedom. KD did the same thing, wanted freedom. So he signs these 4-year deals. So after the end of these 4-year deals, he can have his freedom, do what he wants.
So that's all he's doing.
And KD, makes these excuses. Like he's trying to justify the asshole things he's done.
How?
And that's what he does. He hangs his players out to dry. He hung Russell out. He hung Perkins out there. He hung Draymond Green out there, even though Draymond Green deserved it because he's a jerk. He hung Klay Thompson out there. He hung those organizations out there.
Why Draymond gonna be a jerk?
He is a jerk. We all know he's a jerk. You don't get those many technicals in one season if you aren't a jerk.
This guy, man. Listen, bottom line is they both did weak moves. None weaker than the other.
Oh, yes, there is.
No,
yes,
they're both equally weak.
No, that was weak.
If you don't count KD's rings, then you shouldn't count LeBron.
I count KD's rings. He got 2 of them.
You said you don't respect him.
I don't respect him. I count him.
And then
he won them.
Then you shouldn't respect LeBron is all I'm saying.
No, it's not even close.
Anyway, moving forward. Because that was way off topic and we weren't even supposed to talk about it, but you went crazy and was talking nonsense.
I'm still offended. I could talk about this the rest of the time. I can talk about this the next hour.
Let's talk about your boy. I'm saying your boy for no reason at all.
Well, breaking news first.
What's the breaking news?
Cincinnati Bengals plan on franchise tagging A.J. Green. I just wanted to break that news.
It sucks for A.J. Green.
It does. It does suck for that guy.
I mean, he's going to get a lot of money for 1 year.
He's a talented guy, and he's stuck in a terrible place.
Yeah. You don't even know who your quarterback's going to be next year. It's probably going to be some rookie. Oh, man. That just sucks for A.J. Green. I'm a player first kind of guy, for the most part. But anyway, at least you're going to get your money, AJ. Show up. Hopefully you stay healthy. You get through the season. And, you take your money. And hopefully they get a quarterback that can throw you the ball and a line that can protect him. So, Speaking of guys getting money, your boy Tony Romo, $17 million
Annually.
annually. Is he overpaid?
To me, it don't seem like no one said a word about this guy being overpaid. Is he overpaid?
No, he's the best at what he does.
I don't. Well,
When you're the best at what you do in the world, you get your worth.
it's funny how we have an African American quarterback, Dak Prescott, that has to beg and plead to get paid like a top 10 quarterback, which he is. I hate to say it because I hate the Cowboys, but to get paid like a top 10 quarterback, he has to beg, and it's probably not going to get it. Probably will end up getting franchise tagged by what some think is a racist owner. I won't say his name, but people think he's a racist, and I'm not one of the people. I don't know. I don't really care. And he's going to be getting paid, I don't know, we'll say 8 times less to perform the very same thing that Tony Romo is going to be talking about. So Tony Romo is going to be telling you what Dak Prescott's about to do, and he's doing it, and he's getting paid 8 times more to do that. And it sounds a little placism to me. I didn't say racism. I said placism. So Dak needs to know his place. Tony Romo has his place. Tony Romo seems to be on the upper echelon of this. Dak's an African-American quarterback.
Well, Tony Romo is the best at what he does.
And Dak's one of the best at what he does.
Dak is not.
He's one of the best at what he
It's
does.
different. You're not paying one
The
of the
people
best
at
like
the
he's
best, the people that are the best at his position are making $25 million a year.
That's why he's not the best. If he was the best, he would have his money already.
No, not when you're dealing with someone like Jerry Jones. I said I wasn't going to say his name. I'm saying it now.
If he was Patrick Mahomes, Jerry Jones would have paid that man.
No, he would not have.
You are crazy.
Patrick Mahomes wouldn't even got his money.
Well, now he don't, but his contract's coming up.
He wouldn't have got his money either from Jerry.
If
I tell you who got his money though.
Who?
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. They would get his money.
You don't trust that Jerry Jones would pay the black man, is what you're saying.
I feel like he treats him a certain way. Like, I'm still in control of you, boy. He did it with Zeke Elliott.
But he paid.
Best running back in the league.
But he paid Zeke.
Eventually, after saying, I will pay you when I want, basically.
Yeah.
Did he not? Basically told you, look, I know what you did for me. I know how good of a running back you are. I'm going to pay you when I want to pay you.
But he paid you. That's all you can ask the man to do. Give you what you're worth.
When you
Tony
perform-
Romo went out and got what he was worth. ESPN
He
wanted
ain't
him.
worth that much.
Fox wanted him.
He got way too much. $17 million?
That's what raises you up.
$17 million?
When other
To
people
call a game?
When other people want you, it raises your stock up. If Dak was let go today, how many teams would be after him?
He'd have a job tomorrow. He'd be in New England. He'd be in Indianapolis. He'd be in Tampa Bay. He'd be in Oakland. He'd be in LA. He'd be all over the map. Believe it or not, he'd be all over the map. Let's just say that.
You're giving you're giving Dak more respect than Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's done.
Oh my!
He's 43 years old.
You're disrespectful.
He's 43 years old is my point. My point is Dak is a 20-some-year-old kid still just balled out last year.
Dak had the best team around him and still didn't win as many games as Tom Brady. In the worst division in football.
That ain't the worst division.
NFC East was a bad division last year.
Tom Brady's division is way worse. They got the Jets, Bills, and Miami Dolphins.
And he's had winning records.
Who?
The Jets.
No, they did not.
Jets didn't have a winning record?
No, Buffalo did.
Oh, Buffalo did. Buffalo did. The NFC East was awful.
NFC East had 2 teams that had running records. If you're basing it off of that.
But they're bad. It was bad for it was the blind leading the blind there.
Was it?
Yes.
If West doesn't get hurt, think that game's a little different?
The Eagles won by default the division. And I'm an Eagles fan.
I don't want to say default. When you win 3 games in a row, That ain't the fault.
You beat the Giants twice.
I don't care who you beat. They're all NFL pro teams.
Yeah, you say that, but some NFL pro teams are better than others, as we know.
I can't believe you're sitting here saying this. The NFL teams are NFL teams. Division games are hard to win. You can see the Patriots go out and blow out Green Bay. We all know Green Bay is a good team. They could blow them out and then go play Miami Dolphins and win by 4 points. Or get beat by the Dolphins like they did last year. It's a division game. It's different.
I mean, when you only...
Us playing the Giants, beating the Giants twice, that's tough.
They only lost 4 games.
Twice in 3 weeks, that's tough.
Tom Brady... I'll take Tom Brady tomorrow over Dak. And so would Jerry Jones. That's why Jerry Jones is holding out right now.
I wouldn't.
You are crazy. Can you imagine giving Tom Brady the best line in football and to hand the ball back to Zeke? Throwing to Amari? The game's over tomorrow. Eagles would be in trouble. And we're Eagles fans. You can look all weird all you want.
If Amari gets let go, Eagles are said to be rumored to be first in line to try to get him. I hope they let him go.
Yeah. I mean, Eagles are rumored to let Alshon go, too.
Alshon ain't going anywhere. 4 year, $52 million, 2 years ago. This will be his 3rd year into the contract. He'll be there.
Yeah, not if they don't want him.
He'll be there.
Alshon getting old, man. He can't finish the season.
He's having a tough time.
That's all I'm saying.
I think they give him 1 more year. He gets hurt.
The bottom line is, Dak's not...
No one's taking Tom Brady over Dak.
I was talking about Dak and Tony Romo's worth. But, yes, everybody would. They're both on a free agent market right now. They're ready to sign Tom Brady first. Dallas, his own team, is taking Tom Brady over Dak.
No.
Like, it's a fact.
They're taking Tom Brady from winter Tom Brady, old school, over anybody. Not this Tom Brady now. I wouldn't pick up Tom Brady.
You would pick up Tom Brady.
If I was starting the team tomorrow and needed a quarterback, I'd go Phillip Rivers first.
That's just disrespectful.
I'd go Phillip Rivers right now first.
I'm about to say, now, if you have all the quarterbacks in the league, no, I'm not picking Tom Brady. I'm not picking Tom Brady.
You picking Pat Mahomes. Anyone's picking Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, but if
I'm saying you have the free agents now. So you got, let's say you got Winston, Tannehill, Rivers, Brady, Dak. There's one more. There was Breeze, but he signed back to his team.
You understand that?
Who you taking?
You understand?
You got 5 or 6 quarterbacks. Who you taking?
You understand? Brady took his team
Marcus Mariota
12-4 last year.
He didn't take his team nowhere. The defense took his team to 12-4.
Oh my God.
Number 1 rated defense in the league for most of the season. Then 49ers, and then they were number 3.
12-4 he finished last year.
Defense, and you look up how much points they scored. They averaged like 18.4 points a game. That ain't nothing. It's their defense, how they won under 10 points.
Dak's defense is pretty good.
Not that good.
They ain't that good, but they're good.
Not that good.
Bottom line is, Dak should be able to take his team, that team that he coached, that he played for, should have been a lot better statistically, record-wise, everything. Well, no, because they were the best offense in the league. But they have nothing to prove, not even a playoff berth. Like, it's bad. That's why Dak don't have his money. That's why Tony Romo's going to make more than him this year.
Because he didn't make playoffs?
Yeah, he can't win with an all-star team around him.
He wins. He wins.
He wins what?
He was in the playoffs last year.
He wins what?
One and then.
Why did he go to playoffs last year? Who was hurt?
Who was hurt?
Who on the Eagles was hurt?
Eagles went to the playoffs last year. They were both in the playoffs.
Yeah, but they beat
the Eagles. So no matter who was hurt.
They beat the Eagles.
Not in the playoffs.
But they beat the Eagles.
Not in the playoffs.
Who was hurt? And how they get, that's 2 wins they got.
No, doesn't matter.
Bottom line,
Eagles had nothing to do with
Carson Wentz
Dak Prescott making the playoffs last year.
If Carson Wentz played 2 years ago when they made the playoffs, Dallas wouldn't have been in because they'll be 2 losses short. It is what it is, man. Dak is overrated.
Dak, he might be a little overrated. I'll give you that. But he's still a good quarterback in the league. And deserves his money. $17 million a year, I don't know about that. But he deserves more than the $2 million he's making. Less than that, I think, actually.
I'll say that too. I'll say he deserves his money. He deserves to be paid by the Dallas Cowboys because at the end of the day, you have nothing else.
The Cowboys are terrible.
Like they have no other option besides hoping to get Tom ain't going there.
What do you mean? He may. That team you're talking about, the All-Stars, make it easy for him to go back to the Super Bowl. That's what he's looking for. He ain't looking to go play for Cincinnati.
You would have to.
Tom Brady looking to go play for a contender. He ain't looking to go play for Cincinnati.
They're not going to cut Dak or franchise. They might franchise him, but they ain't going to cut him. And if
They can't cut him.
If Tom Brady goes there, you have to do something with Dak.
His contract's up, ain't it?
No. We have one more year on it.
Well, he's going to play out. He's going to play it out. If I would have at this point, I would just play it out and leave. You ain't going to franchise like I'm going.
That's an option. But
I thought his contract was up after this year, at the March 14th or whenever it was.
Is Tony Romo making too much?
Absolutely. He's making way too much.
Why? He's the best at what he does. He's getting his worth. If you're not getting your worth, then you're being underpaid. If he didn't get $17 million from them, he would have got $15 from ESPN or something.
It's still, again, too much.
How? Explain.
This guy can't make that much money talking, yo.
He's the best at what he does. The best at what you do.
If he can get $17 million.
There's no salary cap on sports.
There is no salary cap.
On
Maybe
sports
there should
commentating.
be. I say that now because we're not calling games. If we were calling games, I'm worth every penny.
Exactly. You want your worth.
I don't think he's worth 17 mil. What's wrong with 10?
That's not his worth.
That guy making 10 million and making 17 is still eating at the same restaurants.
Nah,
They still eat at the same restaurants. There's no difference. If I make 10 million and he makes 17, I'd be sitting at a table right next to him.
That's the restaurants. What about like the house? Your house is going to be a little smaller.
No, the house would be the same size.
Nah,
Be the same thing.
17 million. It's a pretty big difference from 10.
Yeah, taxes. That's the only difference. We're in the same house.
I'm just saying, Dak's not going to see that money. But Romo, it is what it is, man. He makes it great.
Dak's being shafted. Point blank.
Well, look, man, we got to wrap this thing up, man. Shout outs before we get out of here.
No shout outs.
No shout outs this week.
None. Shout out to my kids. Love them.
There you go. That's what he always does, man. Shout out to the 7-Letter family. Make sure you tune in next week. Make sure you tune in every week, Tuesdays at 1 on the RTFSportsNetwork.com. And make sure you follow Opinionated Facts on all social media platforms. Make sure you stay laid up, stay prayed up, stay out the way, and listen to what some old folks have to say. See you guys next week. Peace.